See, in 1928, Frederick Griffith performed experiment on Diplococcus pneumonia. There are two strains of this bacteria. One is S-type, which develops a smooth, shiny colony due to the coat formation, and these are disease-causing. R-type develops a rough colony because the coat is absent, and these are non-disease-causing type. And then what he did, he took the mice and gave injection of S-type bacteria. Mice died. R-type bacteria injection was given to the mice. All the mice survived. Then he gave a heat-killed S-strain bacteria injection to the mice because heat has killed the bacteria. So we expect no infection. That's why mice survived. Now, then he did a combination. He took heat-killed S-strain bacteria and living R-strain bacteria and gave this injection into the mice, and to his surprise, some of the mice died. So his observation was that when he performed the post-mortem of those dead mice in this case, he found, because whenever death occurred, he performed autopsy or post-mortem. In this case, he found that there were living S-strain bacteria inside. No infection, no infection. In this case, also he discovered living S-strain bacteria inside the dead bodies of mice. So how is it possible? Because he was confused, thinking that he has taken dead S-strain and living R-strain, but inside the body or the after post-mortem it was discovered S-type of bacteria were living inside. So he concluded that the presence of heat-killed S-strain bacteria has caused the process called as transformation of R-strain into the virulent S-strain bacteria. That means the presence of the heat-killed S-strain bacteria has somehow changed the R-strain bacteria into S-strain bacteria when they perform the process of binary fission. That means because S is already dead inside the injection, R is still living in that injection. So when the R-strain bacteria were duplicating or they were developing their colony inside the body of the mice, R-strain bacteria was able to change into S-strain, or you can say some of the progeny of the R-strain changed into S-strain during binary fission, and this happened because of the presence of heat-killed S-strain bacteria next to it, because a mixture was given. So this presence has caused this change. So he called this process as transformation. Now next thing, he understood that transformation has occurred, but he could not isolate or identify the substance because every living cell has something inside. So which biomolecule has caused this transformation, he could not identify or he could not isolate. So he simply called that hypothetical biomolecule as transforming principle. So according to his experiment, he could not prove that DNA is the genetic material. He could only say that something is there, some biomolecule is there inside the bacteria or inside every living cell. In this case, he said that there is a biomolecule inside the S-strain bacteria which was heat killed, and still that biomolecule was able to change. Though the bacteria was killed by heat, that biomolecule survived, or that means that biomolecule was still stable and was able to change R-strain bacteria into S-strain bacteria, and he called that hypothetical biomolecule as transforming principle. So he could only state this much. Even if in the board exam this question come, please don't jump to the conclusion saying that he performed experiment and he said DNA is genetic material. You are supposed to mention only up to this much according to the NCERT. Now, in the following years, because he performed experiment in 1928, and at a time the biolabs or biochemical labs were not so high-tech, so it took a lot of time, 10 more years, for the scientists to discover what exactly is the transforming principle. So from 1933 to 1944, three scientists, Oswald Avery, Colin MacLeod and Maclean McCarthy, they individually performed experiments he individually performed experiments again, repetition of Griffith's experiment with some changes. So these were improvised version of Griffith's experiment of transformation, and by the time scientists already knew that these could be the genetic material, so they came up with the conclusion that DNA is the transforming principle, and they were so much excited with their conclusion that not only they stated that DNA is a transforming principle of the Griffiths experiment, they even stated in a hurry that DNA is the genetic material, but still universally no scientist believed them. They only believed by the time that DNA is the transforming principle of Griffiths experiment. So the steps of his experiment I have jotted down here. Let's go through it. So in the Griffiths experiment, the confusion was in this topic, this step. That's why these three scientists, they only paid attention to this step of Griffiths experiment. So what exactly we are going to understand now is heat killed S strain bacteria along with the living R strain bacteria and injection into the mice. So the same step they performed, but with some improvisation, and that modification is what? Heat killed virulent S strain cells, bacterial cells, first of all were homogenized and then they were filtered. And this filtrate, in two steps this experiment was done. First step was the filtrate was divided into 4 components. So the components were proteins. So proteins were separated from the heat killed S bacteria, lipids separated, RNA separated, DNA separated. And the second step was to simply divide filtrate into 4 parts, so 4 equal parts, and then treat them with various types of enzymes. We will carry on with this in the next class.